Hello and welcome to the April Nature's Rhythms update, where we take a look at where we are in the wheel of the year, what energy is around like right now, and how we can harness it to really enhance our lives, our health, whatever projects we're doing, and our general well-being. And right now we're in the energy of spring, so everything is bursting forth and everything starts to spiral outwards at this time. So after that inward spiral of winter and the stillness, there's quite a quick change of suddenly energy bursting out, and you can see it everywhere. Life's unstoppable. It's directionable, it's persistent, and this is a time where we can really join that energy. So whatever you're doing right now, wherever you are in your life, if you align with this energy and allow yourself to go forward, to act, then you've really got the support. And right now, we're in the springtime, but also if we look at where we are in the evolution of humanity, we're at a time that we've never known before. There's been so many changes over the last 2 years. And right now there's so many movements, so many different opinions of where we should be going, what we should be doing, what's right, what's wrong. And also, even astrologically, the planets are in configurations right now that we have never known before. It's really exciting that this is a time where the story isn't written, and it's up to us where we want to direct this energy right now. And I think the biggest challenge we face is staying in our center, being able to really tune in to know exactly what our hearts are saying and what is right for us. And this is what we're being called upon to do right now, to go within, to really find that centeredness and feel powerful, knowing that what we do does make a difference in the world. We are co-creating this life together, and what happens is up to us. So what I'd love to look at today is just how we can keep that center. Simple ways where we can check in on ourselves to really get to know ourselves underneath the layers, by being able to manage that sense of fear or spiraling out of control. So when we start to question things, when we start to doubt, we know how to get back to our center, to sedate the stress response, so we can drop in and listen to that quiet voice that really knows what's right for us. My name's Leanne Campbell, and I'm a life and well-being coach, and I specialise in somatic practices, and I'm also co-creator of a Handpicked Life membership platform. And right now we're open, so if you'd like to check us out, I'll tell you a little bit more at the end of this video. But what I'd like to do right now is dive in with some practice, so you can really feel for yourself how you can shift your body very quickly back to its center. So before we jump into an exercise that can really change the way we feel and therefore get us back on track, I'd just like to explain a little more about what happens, particularly at this time where there's this sense of pushing us forward to action. We are ready. It's that time in the wheel of a project where you've got everything sorted, and now it's time to be seen, or to put your work out in the world. And it's always at that point that if you've got any doubts or fears that are lingering, they're ready to jump up just to bring you back to safety again. And now with this time that we're in, whether you're acting for yourself or acting for something that you want to see in the world, the clearer you are, the less that you have that wavering doubt, then the more that your intention is really going to be strong and ripple out into the world, no matter where you're coming from. So when we look at this energy of survival, we really understand then that it's so natural to want to get back to what we know. And right now, you know, I hear a lot of people going, oh, I just want everything to get back to normal. Let's just get back to where we are. And the more we can accept that the only thing that's going to stay the same in this life is change. Things do change. We're at a point now that we are in an unknown. And the more comfortable we can get with that and the safer we can feel with that, then the more we're going to get very clear about where are we directing our energy. And just to be clear, we never were in control anyway. It's just that we've had an illusion when things are steady and they're plodding along that this is the way it's always going to be. We know what's going to happen in the future. So even though this is being felt more than ever, it's always been the case. So we've lived like this forever. And what we're doing now is we're getting comfortable with that place. We're getting comfortable with going back into, well, how do I feel about this? Allowing ourselves to be the first point of reference. So if we take a look at the way our bodies have evolved, we've made a massive leap. Even if you look at the last 20 years and how we live our lives in the pace that we live in the information that comes to us. And as a consequence, we can find ourselves on a high alert most of the time. And our bodies are not designed to do that. They're designed to feel a stress, respond to it, the fight, the flight, or the freeze, and then go back to the way that our birthright of feeling, which is to feel joyful, to be following our hearts, to be living in community, to feel connected. But because of the time that we're in and the pace that we live in, we very often can go weeks, months, years even, just living, getting through today. I'll just get to the end of the week. I'll just get to the end of the month. After that holiday, then I'll get clear. And actually, it's always going to be like that until we drop down into our bodies and we change things from the inside. Because inside you, there's so much space, there's so much potential. And the more we practice dropping down into that, and when we have got really simple tools and techniques that we can practice to keep getting us there, then that becomes a skill. And a skill is something that you can do under pressure. So when we start with those small steps and we start to recognize when we're going out of balance and we put ourselves into balance again, and then we may go out again, it may be a few minutes later, but we've got a few techniques that can bring us back. What you'll find is over time, you'll realize that you've gone through a day or you've gone through a difficult conversation or a difficult meeting, and you'll realize, oh yeah, I really stayed in balance there, and I found it easier to speak my truth. I found it easier to stay in my power. And the more you do that, every time you do that and you reaffirm that, then that becomes your baseline setting. So I mentioned before that our membership is open right now. And what I feel really excited about is that we have created, Hannah and I, a membership platform that is purely to help people stay on track, living a life that is fulfilling and meaningful to them, so that vibration ripples out into the world. So it's a fantastic place where you can get support constantly, having monthly check-ins, being able to look back over the month you've just lived, getting really clear of your intentions for the months ahead, having regular classes so you can really practice these tools and techniques of staying in your center and expanding out into your full being and your full potential. So please check us out if you want to know more about us. The link is below. And right now what I'd like to do is dive into a practical exercise so you can experience it for yourself. I'd like you to take a piece of paper and a pen, or if you want to, just close your eyes right now. But take some time, just pause the video and take some time to find a situation when you feel those doubts and fears arise in you. So it may be you've got a project right now, you've got something that you'd like to get out into the world, and something somehow keeps bringing you back. It may be an opinion that you have that you feel really strongly about, but when you're in a situation where the opposite opinion arises, you start to you're not quite sure of yourself again. You're not sure whether you can trust yourself. It may be simply that you're ready to change a habit, and those doubts and fears creep up to keep you in the same thing. And you may not recognize it as a doubt or fear, but you're certainly self-sabotaging in some way. So think of narrow it down, because when we narrow something down and we work with that thing, often, first of all, we've got a tool then that we can use in other areas. But also you often find that it seeps into other areas as well. So the root cause of something can affect many different areas in your life. So pause the video, take a little bit of time to choose whatever it is you want to work on, and then we'll come back together. So right now we are going to embody that feeling of being strong and clear and centered. That place where when you take action, you've got the 100% of you behind yourself. And not only that, you've also got the energy that's around right now as well. So before we do that, I'm going to ask you to get out of balance slightly. And I want you to just close your eyes a moment and bring to mind a time when your fear creeps in, when doubt creeps in. So there might be something that comes immediately to you. Think back to a time when that was really present in your body and notice how you feel. So it might have been a conversation where you felt really lost and you're not sure what your thoughts are or your opinions are. It may be that you want to step forward with a project, you want to be seen, you want to get your work out there, but something just brings you back and says, well, what, you, not you? Who are you to do this? And you start to feel off centre, unsure. It might be that you just want to change a habit and somehow you just keep coming up against it. It doesn't feel like self-doubt and fear, but that will be what's behind bringing you back to what you know, even if it doesn't make you happy. Okay, so bring something to mind right now and let yourself feel it. Okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, so 10 being completely off balance and 1 being absolutely fine, just give yourself a number on that scale. Okay, so how high up is it? Okay. Okay, so just open your eyes, and what I want you to do is make sure that you are hydrated, so energy can pass well through your body, and we're going to be grounded. So if you need to grab a glass of water, then do so. And to be grounded, just bring your feet to life now and get the roots firmly planted. Have a look around you and at the same time make a decision to be in your body right now. Okay, and then just gently tapping the stomach energy points, which are just under the eyes, and we're just going to trace the stomach meridian. So from here, just bringing the hands down onto the cheekbone, come around the side of the face, down the eyes, and then out slightly over the nipples, in at the waist, out of the hips, all the way down off the second toe. Just shake that out. And then I just want you to do some figure of eights just to get energy crossing over. Okay. So bring into mind now whatever it is that you're choosing to transform in your body. So transforming whatever is holding you back into an energy where you're ready to act, go forward, you feel centered and grounded. Okay. So I'm going to use a very simple routine of tapping. This is also known as EFT, energy psychology, and you're simply going to do what I do and follow, but stay in your body, stay in your feelings. I want you to be tapping now the karate chop point on the hand. Even though I go out of balance, I'm ready to change this. Okay, so I want you to repeat that now as we tap. So even though I go out of balance, I'm ready to change this. So we're just acknowledging, and I want you to just tune in to your feeling. Be there at that moment where you're just really unsure. So even though I have these doubts, I'm open to change. So just repeat that. Even though I have these doubts, I'm open to change. And let's do that one more time. So even though I have fear and doubt, I go off center. So just repeat that. Even though I have fear and doubt, and I go off center, I am ready to let go of this. And I love and accept myself. Okay, so I want you to tap just on the inside of the eyebrows now, and then the outside, the end of the eyebrows, just on the side of the eyes, and then underneath the eyes again, and then underneath the nose. Now, I like to move if I'm standing as I'm doing this. You might have noticed. You can be sitting down as well. Be comfortable. However you feel, you can really drop into this. So I'm just on the chin now. And I want you to stay with that feeling. Okay, and then you're going to come down to the kidney point. So they're just at the end of the collarbone, down and out slightly in the dip. Okay, and then come to the outside on the rib cage here, so about halfway down the body. And then I want you to tap just halfway down the leg, so just where your fingers will fall naturally in the center of the leg there, the side of the leg, and then the top of the head. And if you're starting to wonder, am I on the right points? Am I getting this right? Let go of that and just get into the feeling of your body. And just follow. So coming back, and I'm going to keep doing that sequence. And every time we do it, if you don't know this sequence, it will just get more and more familiar. But I want you to stay now with that feeling, whatever it is. And if you feel you want to talk about it out loud, then do so. You know, how does it feel? Are you off center? If you can't talk about it out loud, just be in that story in your head. Does it shrink? Does it feel tight somewhere in your body? And just notice how that feels. Notice where the tension is, where the tension creeps in. And what emotion is there? Is it frustration? Is it anger? And what do you say to yourself at that time? Do you tell yourself to get small, to hide? Or do you feel like you've got to attack, explain yourself, look for support somehow, prove something? So just keep tapping and really be with that feeling. And all you're doing right now is you're seeing that. Let it be seen, let it be heard. There's a part of you that wants to keep you safe. And this feeling so familiar. So there's no judgment, Just allow yourself to be with this. And just stay with it and just repeat the sentences that I say. So these feelings of doubt and fear, frustration and anger. And these sentences may apply and they may not apply. But don't worry, you can just go with them, just repeat. This feeling in my body, I'm ready to acknowledge it and to listen. So we're not trying to change anything, just be with it. And then going a little deeper, does it have a colour? Is there a weight to it? Is there a shape? Or is it just a sensation? Is there an image in your mind, a memory? Just explore. You can't get this wrong because you're just simply being curious about your own reaction, your own body, and what's held there. Keep your breath flowing. And you're going to finish off on the top of the head and then just rest a moment. So just rest a moment and just check in with that feeling. And as we do this, what we're looking for is to be a reduction in the charge. So your scale of 1 to 10, we want it to be going down. So just being truthful with yourself now, where is it on that scale of 1 to 10? Just have that number. And then just open your eyes and I want you to just massage around the chest now, around the spaces in the rib cage, and just gently travelling out to the sides. Even though, and you're repeating now after me, even though I have this resistance, this unpleasant feeling that stops me going forward. Just keep repeating what I say and keep massaging. I'm open to change. I feel it reducing. And I'm ready to let go. So just massaging down the sternum now. And then let's come back to the tap. And staying with this feeling, but allowing it to reduce. So using your mind now with kindness. We're not flinging anything out. We're not fighting with anything. But just allow it. And what I want to do is close your eyes. And you may stay with the routine. Or you might find you just want to stay on a point in the body or move to another point. You know, then I just really wanted to go to the top of my head. So just stay with it, keep tapping, and allow this to reduce now. So if you have a colour, you might see that colour fade. If it's a shape, you could soften the shape. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then Just allow yourself to pause wherever you are. Just take a pause. And I'm going to assume when you look at the scale that it's coming down the scale. It's reducing now. And you're feeling more in your center. And I want you to really settle into your center. So just place one finger on the forehead, the other finger in the belly button. And just do a gentle hook up. And feel your core center. Feel your feet rooted, grounded. Call your strength in. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Feel those roots firmly rooted. And stay with this. What's you when you feel powerful? And we're going to allow that scale to drop right down to a 1 in the next few minutes. So you really embody that feeling, you in your power, you in your peace. Just open your eyes on the out breath and just placing the hands on the temples. Take a nice deep breath in. Let yourself feel soothed, easy. Put a gentle smile on your face. So you've acknowledged this feeling and you're making a choice to change it now. And then just smooth over your ears. Release, and let's come back to a tap. So even though I felt this, and keep repeating after me now, I've also felt a change in my body. It doesn't feel so important right now. When I think of this situation, I can feel at peace. I feel centered and balanced. And it feels good. And I want you to stay in your situation now and make a choice to feel completely different, centered, grounded, open. You know, it may be that this fear had some wisdom for you. It may be that there was something you were missing. It may be somebody in the conversation had something that was valuable for you to hear. We don't need to fight it or throw it away. When we're grounded and centered, we can be open. So just breathe. Put a smile on your face right now and allow your whole body to feel light and strong and at ease. Enjoy the strength in your body. Enjoy that sense of groundedness. And when you finish this round, you'll pause. Deep breath in. Breathe out. And just release that. And then smile, open your eyes, and just have a little check on that scale. And that sense of groundedness, let it sink into your bones. Okay? Now, we took time to do that. We took time to go into it then. But the more you do it, it can take a couple of rounds to get yourself back. Or even because you're getting that memory in your body, when you feel yourself going out of balance, feel your feet, go back to your breath, find that point where you're really centered. And the more we practice that, You know, and even while the kettle's boiling, do a couple of rounds of just going to that point of how am I when I'm centered, when I'm balanced, when I'm grounded, when I'm alert. And raise your vibration just in tiny increments and doing it on a regular basis each day. So use this practice and notice the changes that you make. Because the more we drop down into the body and we practice making a choice about how we want to feel, about where we're going, then you get to know the practices. They're there literally at your fingertips when you need them. And on a daily basis, you build a strong foundation. What you do find over time is you get into your center more quickly. You'll be able to do it even within a couple of seconds. What's really important as well is when you work with these practices and you get to know them, you start this dialogue with your body, so you notice when you're going out of balance. Because often we don't until after the event. You know, we realize, oh, I went into that state again. You know, I said that thing that I didn't really mean again. I promised something that I knew I didn't want to do. And it's after the event that we're wise. But in that moment, what you find over time as you work with these and you're fully in your body, you get that pause before you respond. So you're not reacting, you're not acting out again and again and again what you've done before. And even if you don't want to, you're responding to a situation. You're able to pause, to listen, to recognize the signs in your body, and to follow. I hope that helps you in this time of change, and to really bring our awareness that even though there is turbulence, there's also a lot of excitement and potential here. So let's harness it together. And please check out the membership platform. We also have a free course available. So if you want to download that, it can really help you, whether you're wanting to change a habit or to get that project out, to stay strong and healthy and happy. Then the course is there to give you a taster of what we do on the platform, of the kind of tools that we work with. Hope you enjoyed our session together. So in the month ahead, enjoy yourself, stay grounded, stay centered, keep checking in that you're really going in the direction that feels nourishing and healthy and happy for you, because guaranteed if it's right for you, that's what you're rippling out into the world, and you're going to help to raise the vibration one person at a time. Thank you for joining me.